I'd like to thank everyone for your welcome this evening. I thank the Portage County Tea Party for inviting me to participate in this. It shows that you really want to get a variety of viewpoints and be well informed when you go to the polls, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate having listened to all the judges, and because question I had is I just wanted to check each one of their driver's licenses to make sure they're current and valid. Have you know, mine is current, so we're ready. I've been a public school teacher for 17 years, public school principal for another 17 years, and for the city of Kent City Schools. And following that, I worked part-time, coordinated a character education program for the school district. Also did some teaching of summer workshops as an adjunct for Kent State University and Ashland University. And that's a little bit of my background, my family. I have my wife Judy and I have two grown children. Our son, Brian, and his wife live in Cuyahoga Falls, and our daughter, Christine, is a teacher here in Portage County. The philosopher Cicero said, "What greater or better gift can we offer the Republic than to teach and instruct our youth?" And tonight I would like to talk about that and present to you my ABCs for education. All right? A would be advocating for public schools. B would be for building character. And C would be dealing with some ways to create successful schools. Now, in advocating for public schools, I believe public schools are foundational to our communities and our state. I would focus on hiring and retaining great teachers in public schools through an emphasis on a hiring process that reveals predictable teaching performance, as we had in Kent, an interview process that did that. I would work to eliminate charter school abuses and promote fair funding of public schools. When a student enrolls in a charter school, as many of you know, the dollars that were allocated to that student for a public school follow them to the charter schools. Subsequently, the public school loses those dollars and eventually has to go back and ask taxpayers to increase their taxes. Advocate performance-based limited funding of charter schools as a fairer way to level the playing field between charters and public schools. We need to reaffirm our commitment to the common public school that we had in the early days of this nation, just as our founders affirmed their commitment to a new nation and with pen in hand signed on to this new nation with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence. They said, "We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." B, building character. It's interesting, this afternoon I was at a gathering where the governor and lieutenant governor appeared, and one of the major emphases of the governor's talk was on the need for developing character in our students. As has been mentioned many times this evening, just the problem of heroin addiction in our own county, not to mention all of District 7, is a problem in many ways of character. And so I believe cultivating ethical character is critical to our students as well as school and state leadership. I'd emphasize ethics in school culture to promote civility. I would promote integrating a good work ethic and respect and responsibility into the curriculum and the school culture. I would work to change the political culture in Columbus. Politicians and board members alike need to drop political agendas and work together to do what is best for Ohio's children. The State Board of Education is a nonpartisan position. I would seek to serve in that spirit. I would look for common ground among differing views to bring resolution. I would encourage and welcome a cooperative approach. As a candidate for the State Board of Education, I think you are entitled to know also my worldview. As a follower of Jesus Christ, I acknowledge my weaknesses and the need for strength and wisdom beyond myself. Through Him and His Word, the Scriptures, I try to view the world. It affects how I view my identity, our origins, human life, creation, my limitations, destiny, along with my view of justice and mercy. You're entitled to know that, where I'm coming from, if I should have the honor of serving you. Thirdly, C, creating success. I would encourage earlier intervention in childhood literacy problems as an alternative to the third grade reading guarantee. I would seek to reduce the amount of testing to allow more in-depth teaching and learning. The testing schedule that we have now in our schools consumes a tremendous number of days out of the school year and impinges on instructional time. I would look for ways to reduce that. I would also support parents with programs to help them understand and participate in their child's education. I think family involvement is extremely important in education of a child. I've moved forward with education standards adopted by over 40 states to prepare students for college and careers while maintaining local control of the curriculum. We don't need to waste tax dollars by repealing Common Core standards and reinventing a different set of standards. Our employers are competing in a highly competitive and global economy. We need our schools to produce qualified, competent, and highly skilled employees. And the Republican Party, I believe, needs to get serious about supporting public schools to prepare college-bound and career-ready Ohioans. So A, B, C. I would advocate for public schools. I would build character. I would advocate for creating successful schools. And I would just like to add, in terms of that Gongren News report, that I never was quoted at all of criticizing Sarah in terms of homeschooling. I have never questioned her credentials. I respect it greatly in terms of what she has accomplished. And so I would just like to say, if that was published in there, I was either misquoted or misunderstood. And so I'd just like to say that. I'm David Spencer, candidate for the State Board of Education, District 7. Thank you for your kind consideration on November 4th. I have literature on the table over here. I appreciate your listening. Thank you.